On Benidorm ER, one man's life hangs in the balance.
It's very upsetting and he's very, very poorly.
One couple faced with physical and financial heartache.
OK, so there's no coverage.
It's going to be all our servants, isn't it?
Yeah.
And one woman can't take any more.
What are you going to do to us?
Benidorm, one of the most popular holiday destinations on the planet for British families, couples and singles alike. But sun-soaked dreams can suddenly turn into a nightmare for many unfortunate holidaymakers. Just like 61-year-old Joseph Brown.
Okay, try to be relaxed.
Joseph has been rushed to the hospital clinic at Benidorm with crippling back pain.
We are going to put a pillow.
Carmen Ruiz is head of the emergency room at the hospital, and she's concerned about the sheer agony Joseph's experiencing.
Worst pain I've ever felt in my life, yeah. I would compare it with somebody shoving a red-hot poker down your leg, and the only way to get relief is to pull it out, sit down for 20 minutes, let it relax.
An excruciating X-ray soon confirms the problem.
The X-ray has a very bad spine, you know, has degenerative change in 2 or 3 of the vertebrae, but I think that it will be good to do another test to see the soft tissues, okay?
Yeah.
And you know what is an MRI? It's a magnetic resonance MRI.
Yeah.
And to see the soft tissues, because there are a lot of cases that the problem is a slip disc.
The MRI scan shows that Joseph has a hernia in his spine, which is pressing on a nerve and causing searing pain.
Hello. The main thing now is that you need at least 3 or 4 days of IV therapy, trying to control the pain. If it's not enough and it doesn't get better, then probably you'll need an operation. Okay.
Surgery on foreign shores can be hugely expensive, and Joseph and wife Christine's thoughts immediately turn to their insurance coverage.
They cover everything. Yeah. Normally, we will not proceed with any surgery if we don't have the coverage.
I've been onto the insurance company.
Yeah.
They've got the file up, and so they know, like, the medical.
Yeah, normally, they will phone me today.
Yeah.
Normally. And I'll give them all the information that they need.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Joseph now faces an anxious 3 days to see if the medication will end his agony. If not, he'll have to go under the knife.
You want to take a coffee?
Back down in the emergency room, the revolving door of patients continues for Carmen Ruiz. As head of the Urgencias department, Carmen manages 13 doctors and is responsible for thousands of patients. She's also married to Martin Amescua, a doctor in the traumatology department.
But my husband works here just in the afternoon, only a couple of days.
Although working in different parts of the hospital, Carmen and Martin are definitely keeping it in the family with this patient. A few weeks ago, Carmen fitted an open cast on her teenage son's arm after he fractured it falling down the stairs at home. And for young Martin, it's very handy having doctors for parents.
I broke my arm and I have a X-ray exam, and my dad is going to change me the escayola.
The cast originally allowed for swelling, and now it's gone down, it's time for Dad to put on a plaster cast.
and after a week, the inflammation gone, and they put a circular cast. Always, notice because it's my son. Always, all the people.
According to the font of all gossip, receptionist Maureen Santana,
Clínica Benidorm, buenos días.
Carmen's not the only doctor to work with her other half.
For instance, Patrick and Yolanda. Patrick was here first and then managed to get Yolanda in. There's another couple with Ben, the ambulance driver, and I think a nurse that's downstairs, or maybe she's auxiliar, downstairs in radiotherapy. And she's expecting his baby. But that's a secret. Shh. Lots of couples here. I wouldn't like to work with my husband. No.
How many days or how many hours ago did you notice that he's not good?
We arrived on the island on Tuesday.
On Tuesday?
It was okay that day. Yesterday morning,
One man who's here without his nearest and dearest is John Gow.
Shaking.
John's travelled to Benidorm with mate Ricky and a group of lads.
Okay. We're actually here on a stag week. We should have been actually dressed up at the moment as Elvis Presley, but that's been put on the back burner.
I'm a better singer than Elvis Presley.
He's a better singer than Elvis Presley.
John's Elvis costume stayed in his suitcase after his health took a dire turn for the worst.
So he started shaking, his breathing got really erratic, and he just couldn't get rid of the shaking at all. Obviously, he started sweating, and that's continued for the last 2 days.
And in the last days, did he feel okay?
Basically, I checked on him last night, and obviously we were really breathless.
Coughing.
And coughing blood. I've been coughing a lot of blood up as well.
He's with high temperature in this moment. It's over 38.5.
Okay.
And apart, the oxygen level is so low, for that the color of the lips and the color of was like blue, you know?
An X-ray of John's chest soon reveals the shocking extent of the problem.
Yes, it's a very important thing, you know. She has a very important pneumonia.
Carmen is so concerned about John's pneumonia that she's decided to admit him into the intensive care unit. A big shock to pal Ricky.
You know, you just thought it was a minor ailment that he had, but obviously it's a lot more serious than what he thought.
In the X-ray, did you see that the right lung is completely infected, and that is very unusual. With this pneumonia and this oxygen level, and this, probably he could die.
Coming up, Ricky has to make a devastating phone call.
It's not good news. I'm a bit concerned about his health today.
One patient screams the place down.
No, don't move.
And the sound of song fills the hospital corridors. The hospital Clínica Benidorm, a place often full of Brits who have had their well-earned holiday ruined by illness or injury.
Oh, dear.
One such person is Margaret Whiteley, who is here with her husband, Tommy.
Oh, pain's terrible.
She's clearly in severe...
Oh, gosh.
...pain.
Oh, the pain is unbearable, it is really. It hurts from the tip of my thumb right up to my wrist. When I press there, it's really painful.
All this agony is a result of Margaret trying to open a patio door.
Oh, God, the pain. Oh, gosh. Oh, I dread this.
With something clearly very wrong,
Oh, gosh.
Margaret is taken to have a scan of her distressing digits.
Oh, oh.
But getting her into position proves very tricky.
Oh my God, I can't get on my stomach. Oh. 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 Oh.
The state-of-the-art scanner provides detailed 3D images which allow doctors to pinpoint any problems.
Oh gosh, it's pulling my arm. You're pulling my arm out the socket. Bring it down. Oh, that's it. Oh. Oh. Sorry about all the fuss I made. Oh, couldn't help with the pain.
The images are then studied to find any breaks, fractures or dislocation.
The patient suffered from a sprain of her wrist and there was no fracture.
I have just the results, and it's not broken, the bone, it's just the ligaments. And for that, this bone is so high, because the ligaments that make a compression here make that this bone, that is one of the wrist bone, go up and move, okay?
Yeah.
We are going to put just a plaster, no more.
Yeah, okay. Thanks very much.
Sure. But she doesn't like pain. She really cries and screams in pain at all. I just can't console her in that respect. I do my best, like, you know, that's it.
The clinic at Benidorm isn't just for holidaymakers who need urgent treatment.
Vale, gracias, Carmen. Hasta martes. Adiós.
British expat Emma Holliday moved out here with husband Daniel some years ago, and she's having a checkup after some rather untimely surgery. At the age of just 34, Emma has had to have a hip operation after years of struggling with one leg shorter than the other.
This is very good. This is in place, the cap. This area is where was the screws and the plate and everything, and the stitch also is very good.
With the x-rays looking promising, Dr. Antonio Blasco gives Emma's new hip a quick road test.
It's all right.
Yeah, perfect.
This, all right.
Brilliant.
This and this.
Yeah, no problem. Good. I still have funny sensation with the muscle, but as I'm going to physiotherapy, it's improving all the time. So, but you think my legs are okay?
The same.
They feel,
yes. I think this is a point of imbalance because long time with the problem you have in the hip.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Just really happy with everything. It's great. Hopefully, this is the start of me being on the road to recovery and being normal for a 34-year-old instead of hobbling around like a 84-year-old. So, but I'm just so bored. I just want to go back to work and see all my clients.
Yeah, we need the money.
Yeah.
6 weeks later, Emma is delighted with how her new hip is healing, and husband Daniel is delighted that she's heading back to work.
Been together non-stop for 3 months, and we've been getting on so well. No arguments at all. Honest.
Having missed the cut and thrust of running her hair salon, Emma's glad to be getting back to normal.
Getting back on my own. You don't have to help me with that.
I don't have to wash your feet anymore. I don't have to wash your feet.
You don't have to put my knickers on anymore, do you?
No. Just take them off.
Another British expat who left the UK for sunnier climes is Alan Bleasdale. No, not that one.
Bleasdale?
Yes.
Okay, can you flip, please?
Remarkably, Alan has been married to his wife Linda for over 50 years, and they decided to retire to Benidorm over a decade ago.
Pain in the calf here.
Yes.
Alan has a rather painful leg and, having previously suffered from thrombosis, is concerned that he could well have problems with his arteries once again.
It's extremely dangerous. If that clot should break away and go around to my heart, it can be fatal.
Did you walk a lot, or did you hit in or make any sports?
With Carmen also sharing his concerns, Alan is given a thorough examination.
The danger is a heart failure and a failure on the brain and all the structure, because if you have not oxygen, no life.
Alan is no stranger to the staff here. In fact, he may owe them his life, following a previous visit when he suffered from a severe cough.
I came in here to find out what the cause of the cough was, and they did a standard blood test.
The blood test revealed that Alan could be suffering from prostate cancer.
I came in within a week and I had a biopsy taken, and that confirmed that there was a problem there. I came into hospital every day for a month for radiotherapy, and at the end of the month everything was okay.
However, this time Carmen is the bearer of glad tidings.
Hello.
Yes.
Good. It has very good news for you.
Yes.
The blood test is completely all right.
Yes.
Nothing to worry about. All of them, you know. Se está cambiando, Fátima. And the results of the ultrasound scanner is negative too. There are
Yes.
not any thrombosis.
Yes, good.
Okay?
Good.
Thankfully, the problem with Alan's leg seems to be a muscle pull, which can be easily treated.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. So, that's good news. Yes.
That's all.
But we need to come back to follow up another appointment.
Having lived in the area for over 10 years, Alan is well placed to compare the health systems in Benidorm and the UK.
The appointment system is terrible in the UK. It's such a long, drawn-out process. It takes so long to get anything sorted out over there. And I think that this is a much better system over here. Whenever we've had a problem, it's been dealt with immediately and thoroughly.
While one patient leaves a happy customer, another is anything but.
Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh, gosh.
Moving again.
Oh, dear me. Oh, God. I think they're just going to strap it up. Oh, gosh. Hello. What are you going to do to it?
Eh?
What are you going to do to it?
Now I put a plaster.
Plaster Paris. Plaster Paris. Is it going to hurt? It will hurt.
It's not painful.
Another patient in severe agony is Joseph Brown. Joseph was admitted to the clinic at Benidorm for days of intensive treatment on an extremely painful back hernia. He was told that if medication doesn't work, he will face expensive surgery. 6 days on, there's been no real change.
All the painkillers that we have given intravenous were without effect. So that means now we have to go to the next step. And normally the next step is, if we can't control the painkiller, a surgery.
Before he can get the surgery he desperately needs, the hospital needs to get the go-ahead from Joseph's insurance company.
So if we have the permission, we have to organize everything. And the idea is that we will offer you the intervention tomorrow for the morning. But it depends now on the insurance.
Brilliant.
They needed permission from our doctor, which we gave on Friday, faxed it home. But because of the weekend, it's taken longer. So...
And if we turn down by the insurance, we'll have to foot the bill.
And the kind of surgery that Joseph needs doesn't come cheap.
It's about £5 for the hospital up to now, and about £6 for the operation.
I am worried, because if they say they're not paying it, I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's going to be all our savings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joseph and Christine face an anxious wait for the insurance company's decision.
He said you wanted a big rest.
I don't need the worry to go with it, but do I?
What are you worrying about?
It's cost, isn't it?
I'll do the worrying. You do the suffering, remember.
All right, okay.
Like it's going to rain.
Never rains but it pours.
At night, Benidorm becomes a party town, with most revellers oblivious to the life or death situations happening in the heart of their celebrations. But one man who is all too aware is Ricky Moffat. Yesterday, he rushed his pal John Gow to the clinic at Benidorm with severe pneumonia, which saw him quickly transferred to the intensive care unit. 24 hours on, John's life is now hanging in the balance.
His condition's not changed at all. They were very concerned about his health, which they told me, and to make sure that his family got here tomorrow to talk to him. It's not good news. I'm a bit concerned about his health today.
Ricky contacts John's wife Agnes back in the UK, who has booked herself on the first available flight out.
When you phone somebody's family, trying to explain to them what's happening, or how serious he is and it's so hard to do. I've talked to her tonight, and obviously I've reassured her, well, hopefully I have. I hope I've done enough what she wants me to, you know, on the information I've related to her. I just hope,
Coming up, John Gow's wife Agnes arrives as the fight to save her husband's life intensifies.
It's very upsetting and he's very, very poorly. But I think he's a fighter. I think he might make it.
Joseph and Christine Brown get some dreadful news.
OK, so there's no coverage.
They'd let them know that they weren't going to pay and, like, you know, we needed to discuss things.
And one unlikely holiday companion needs to learn some manners. Early morning at the clinic at Benidorm, and a receptionist takes a call that will have a devastating impact on one of the hospital's patients.
OK, so there's no coverage. OK, so will you send us that in writing, please? OK, thank you. Bye.
The patient in question is Joseph Brown, who was admitted a week ago after suffering from an agonising hernia on his spine. As medication has not worked, he now needs surgery to end his misery.
It had been planned for 2 days, but because of this thing with the insurance.
Joseph and his wife Christine have finally heard from their insurance company to see if they're covered for the operation, which, in total, will cost around £10,000. And it's not good news.
The insurance company weren't going to pay. They'd let them know that they weren't going to pay and, like, you know, we needed to discuss things.
The insurance company told the Browns that a non-disclosure of a recent scan of Joseph's back meant they're not prepared to cover the full cost of the operation, though they have agreed to contribute 22%.
Next time we'll know. We'll declare every little thing.
Let that be a warning to everybody.
Yeah.
Check the insurance policy.
This devastating revelation leaves them with a huge problem. Joseph could fly home to get the operation back in the UK. However, as he's unable to move, he would have to travel by an expensive air ambulance.
A quote to fly home was 12,000 euros about. This hospital, the operation was just more than 5. Then the bill up to now was 4.
Either option means the Browns will have to pay thousands of pounds out of their own pocket, meaning they're faced with a very difficult decision.
Oh,
yeah.
Meanwhile, back down in reception...
Well, we're waiting for Ala to come. It's her birthday today. And her husband has sent her the most beautiful flowers with orchids, roses and orchids, with diamonds in. Happy birthday, dear Ala. Happy birthday to you.
La recepción.
Diamante.
¿Has visto las rosas?
Some of the ladies are getting flower envy. Husbands take note.
Flowers with the diamonds. This is for her too. Husband, gift to her. Show the flowers with the diamonds. Wow.
Benidorm has thousands of tourists arriving every day to enjoy the town's gloriously sunny days. But instead of sun cream, one visitor will be rubbing antibacterial gel into her skin. Agnes Gow caught the first available flight from England to see her desperately ill husband, John.
Well, I've come straight for the airport. They've been told me it's critical. That's all I know, and they'll not let me see him.
John was admitted into intensive care after suffering from a severe pneumonia, and Agnes has to wait until the strict visiting hours to see her husband. Since being admitted, John's health has deteriorated.
Well, he's on everything, but he's not responding. So, fingers crossed, everything kicks in.
As Agnes continues her anxious wait to see her husband, head of ER, Carmen Ruiz, is called to help calm one particularly pained patient. Margaret Whiteley needs a cast fitting after damaging her hand.
She said the scan's shown that it's not broken, the bones. It's the ligaments. I think the ligaments are torn. So I'm dying for something to eat and I'm dying for a drink of tea.
I'll make it whatever she wants. I'll make her happy, that's the main thing.
But before a good old British brew, Margaret needs the cast fitting.
Just a minute, it's a little pain, but not long, okay?
OK, volume controls at the ready.
Oh, please! Oh, don't! Oh!
No, don't move.
Oh, God, please don't do it anymore. Oh, please.
Finish, no more.
I'm sorry to be such a trouble, I am really. But the pain is unbearable.
No. There are a lot of people that say the pain is impossible to wait.
Thank you anyway. Thank you.
Look.
And for Margaret, there's only one way to sum up her trip to the emergency room.
Oh, the pain was unbearable. It was really unbearable. It was just like torture. Oh.
One man desperate for his own torture to end is Joseph Brown.
Joe got a bit upset, so he had some sort of panic attack. So he wants the operation to be done here because he trusts the two guys that are doing it. So we're just going to bite the bullet and go for it.
After their insurance refused to cover all the costs, the Browns will have to pay out around £8,000 for the operation and have already handed over half that sum.
So when are they going to pay some more money?
Well, they want another 2,000 tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
4,000 a day?
2,000 tomorrow.
All I need to know now is go and find we won the lottery and that will do us fine.
At the end of the day, it's only money.
With the money paid, Joseph gets the news that he's been waiting for.
I have good news for you. Tomorrow, you will have the operation.
Very good.
Sir, see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Remember, after breakfast, no food or no water.
With his surgery set for the following morning, an exhausted Joseph gets some rest, while loving wife Christine keeps a watchful eye. Late night Benidorm, a neon-soaked party destination for all, whether male, female or feline. Just 48 hours ago, Eric the cat found himself in a hospital bed accompanied by his owner, Dennis Howe. Dennis was admitted to the clinic at Benidorm for treatment on a painful hip, which is showing signs of osteoarthritis. But because he may need a hip replacement when he gets back home, all the hospital can do is give him drugs to ease the pain for the rest of his holiday.
Jeff, stay with me.
So Dennis and his furry friend are both discharged, allowing them to rejoin partner Jeff and his mother Muriel. And it's clear that Eric is a well-travelled moggy.
We never leave him at home. He comes away with us. He's been in Prague, New York, everywhere. And now we've come to Benidorm and now he's been in hospital.
No stranger to UK hospitals due to previous surgery, Dennis is all too used to meeting medical staff and he's been very impressed with the aesthetics on offer at Clinica Benidorm.
It was a shock in England. You expect every nurse to be obese or anorexic. We're in Spain, they're absolutely perfect, spot on.
He's got a point. If sexy nurses or hunky doctors are your thing, then there's only one place to head if you're ill or injured in Benidorm. As well as being easy on the eye, Dennis was delighted with the treatment he got from the staff at the hospital and thanks his lucky stars that he made sure he was fully covered.
£40 for a week's insurance being away. Well, to me, £40 is not a lot of money when in England cigarettes are only, what, £6, £7 a packet? It's not a lot of money. And if you are taken ill, oh, thank God you took it out.
Wise words, but make sure you check the policy. Something Joseph Brown found out to his cost. Having discovered they're not fully covered, the Browns have had to pay thousands of pounds for an operation on Joseph's spine. And now, as dawn breaks, he's first to head into the operating theatre for surgery.
Oh, very nervous. You get drugged up and go to sleep and you've got the hood, you're going to wake up again, haven't you? Look, yeah. Once you go under, you wake up and it's all done.
Relieved, I think that finally it's happening. Yeah, because it's been over a week. So, and we just look forward now. Yeah. So, fingers crossed, all goes to plan.
Joseph is now in the hands of the surgeons for a tricky operation where one wrong move could be fatal.
You can't touch the nerve. If you touch the nerve or you take some device and you will push, you will kill him.
As Dr. Ben Ghazala is being intensely careful with Joseph's surgery, Dr. Tormo is fighting to save John Gow in intensive care.
Yeah, John was admitted in intensive care unit 3 days ago. He was admitted because of respiratory failure. And in the beginning, we tried to manage the illness with oxygen and one special mask. But first choice of treatment didn't work properly.
As his health deteriorated, the doctors felt it necessary to sedate John and insert a tube into his windpipe so a machine can help him breathe.
This kind of illnesses, the evolution is very slow. So few days, we have to wait a few days yet.
John's condition is so serious that the hospital staff told wife Agnes to fly out to Benidorm as soon as possible, and after several hours waiting, she's just seen her husband for the first time.
It's very upsetting and he's very, very poorly. But I think he's a fighter. I think he might make it.
Coming up, Agnes turns to her faith as husband John clings to life.
The rest's up to God, and it's going to become better for me.
And Maureen Santana shows off her own special take on a well-known exercise regime.
That's how we start off with pilot.
As the Benidorm sea air is enjoyed by many holidaymakers, one man in particular is enjoying its salty tang. Just 48 hours after successful surgery on his spine hernia, Joseph Brown is back on his feet.
Feeling nice to be out of the stuffy room and to get some nice fresh air into my lungs. I feel a big improvement now, and it helps that I can move about and get outside. It really does help. I think it boosts your morale up a little bit, makes you feel a little bit better. Just having a walk to the chapel. Just got to put a few things right and have a word with Jesus. Please help us at a time of need. I'm just going to thank him, thank the Lord for bringing me this far through so far, and hope that he'll keep looking over me until I get completely right again.
Having said his thanks, Joseph heads back up to his bed, leaving the chapel clear for the wife of another patient to pray for a speedy recovery. Agnes Gow arrived 24 hours ago when she was given some terrifying news. Husband John is in an induced coma due to the onset of severe pneumonia, which is threatening his life. Once out of the chapel, Agnes returns to the intensive care unit where she continues her vigil at John's bedside.
It looks peaceful now. You know what I mean? Because he was struggling before, he was agitated, but it looks peaceful now. He's going to rest. Right, cheers.
For most people, a week in Benidorm is full of fun, laughter and excitement. But for Agnes, the next 7 days are a living nightmare.
It's just, we just can't believe this has happened. We just can't believe it's just a couple of nights away with the boys, you know, and you think he's coming home. I've kissed him in every place that I could possibly kiss him, you know, without getting thrown out. Well, he's been in here since Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What day is this? Is this Monday? I don't know the day. So it's like that's a long time for to keep saying no improvement, nothing's working, nothing's working. If I can keep praying for him, he can do it. I hope. It's just waiting for visiting all the time. You get up in the morning, wait for visiting. You come home and wait for visiting. He'll never believe he's been in here this lengthy time. Yeah, 7 days now. And it feels like 7 years.
After the worst week of her life, Agnes finally gets some good news.
I want to talk to you that your husband is better than yesterday. And he now is wake up and he is going better day per day.
Yeah. Well, he's off the respirator machine. He's breathing for himself well. We'll try to get him off the sedation. and then he might get took out of intensive care and maybe took down to the normal ward, but he's on the mend. Anyway, that's the main thing, so all my prayers have been answered.
While Agnes thanks divine intervention, the doctors have been stunned by John's speedy recovery.
It's rare and it was good because there wasn't more complication for a long stay in the intensive care unit. He's a lucky man.
As John rests up and takes it easy, Maureen Santana is getting physical to ensure that the long hours sat behind the reception desk don't impact on her flexibility.
Going to pilots, you don't find this because you're more supple. You move your body much more.
The Blue Goddess gives a demonstration of that well-known form of exercise, pilots.
We start off like this. And we stretch, and then we go down like that. That's how we start off with pilots. But you've got to do the breathing as well. But I can't breathe when I'm talking to you. Don't go so close, please. And then you do lots of things, but I'm not giving you a class of pilots here. I'll do more on Monday.
From pilots to passengers, as Joseph Brown feels the sand between his toes for the first time in over a week after making a quick recovery from his operation.
Things have picked up, improvements all the time. I'm hardly feeling any pain now. You know, I couldn't have asked for better treatment, or nicer staff, really looked after, really good.
Even though that treatment has cost the Browns thousands of pounds, they're very philosophical about the situation.
At the end of the day, it's worked out okay. It's just something to look back on and say, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm healed, and go on a bit longer.
Another man who's made an astonishing recovery is Scott John Gow.
No, you're going to drink it. You're getting strong now, big boy.
2 weeks after he was admitted into the intensive care unit due to a life-threatening pneumonia, he's now fully on the mend.
I think I'll look in life a wee bit different, actually. Not to the extent to change my life and anything, but I'll think and maybe taking things easier at different things and no rushing about and being a nutter like I am.
John will be home in time for his birthday, and Agnes has a plan for guests attending his big bash.
We're going to make them all dress as Elvis. Elvis was at the start of it all. That's why they came here and they were all dressed as Elvis. But obviously he never got to wear his outfit.
For Agnes, it's been a difficult couple of weeks in this particular heartbreak hotel.
Never want to go through it again, put it that way. But it's all right now.
Next time on Benidorm ER, doctors fight to save one man's life.
You have a lung infection, you have a pneumonia.
It's fiesta time, but one partygoer struggles to keep her cool.
I'm not upsetting myself because my blood pressure is going to go through the roof again and then I'm going to be another day.
And Dr. Blasco limbers up for some unorthodox DIY.
Don't move a muscle, because next tonight it's all about the new stuff. With Gibbs' dad's fate unknown when NCIS wrapped up last season, we're due a serious confrontation. Your seconds from the season premiere. Next, here on Channel 5 in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us.